was right about Ukraine, and now the media is quietly admitting it. Look, you don't have to like Trump. You don't have to support Putin, but you may want to pay attention for a moment because something massive just shifted. The Hill, one of the biggest political outlets in DC, just dropped an article called, "Sadly, Trump is Right on Ukraine." That headline alone is enough to make half the media scramble for damage control. But what's inside that article is even more powerful. They admit that the war in Ukraine wasn't unprovoked, that it was Ukrainian right-wing militants who ignited the conflict back in 2014, long before Russia took Crimea, that Zelensky, far from being a hero of peace, rejected multiple peace agreements, pushed for NATO military involvement, and amped up aggression in the Donbass region. He banned opposition parties, shut down the media outlets, and then begged for more weapons to defend democracy. In the West, they didn't just let it happen. They funded it. They armed it. And they sold you a one-sided story on every major network day and night for years. They told you this war started in 2022, that Russia attacked unprovoked, that Zelensky was the last man standing between freedom and tyranny. That was a script. And if you questioned it, you were labeled a traitor, a Putin puppet, or even worse. But now, even the Hill is admitting it's not that simple. And here's what they're not saying out loud. Trump said all this years ago. He said NATO expansion was reckless. He said West was playing games in Ukraine. He said we were headed for a war we didn't need. And now the same media that mocked him is quietly backpedaling. So why now? Because the narrative is cracking, because independent journalists, alternative media, and everyday people like us kept pushing for the truth. Because mainstream media knows people are waking up. The same people who lied to us in Iraq and Afghanistan have been lying about Ukraine, and now they're getting caught. So no, I'm not a pro-Russia. I'm not a pro-Zelensky person. I'm pro-truth, pro-reality, and pro-peace. And here's the thing. You don't have to pick a side to see what's going on. You just need to pause, zoom out, and do a little bit of digging, because once you step outside the media filter, the picture changes. You start to see how much we've been manipulated, not just into war, but into turning on each other. The elites thrive on distraction, on outrage, on fear. But now? So before you start replying with hateful words, take a moment. You have the chance to think for yourself.